My name is Nathan Brooks. I'm 38 years old, and I live in a peaceful town near Madison, Wisconsin, with my wife, Claire. We have been married for 11 years. People often say that love changes after marriage. I never believed that. I thought love could stay strong if two people kept choosing each other every day. Claire works as a pediatric nurse at a children's hospital. Her job is demanding. Some days she leaves before sunrise. Other days she comes home long after dinner. Even when she is exhausted, she still talks kindly about the children she helps. That is one of the many reasons I fell in love with her. I teach literature at a local high school. My days are quieter. I spend my time with books, students, and lesson plans. I usually arrive home before Claire, so I often prepare dinner while waiting for her. For many years, that routine made us happy. But during the past year, something slowly changed. Claire looked tired all the time. She smiled less than before. During dinner, her phone often buzzed with hospital calls. Some nights she fell asleep on the couch before we finished watching a movie. I knew her work was difficult, so I never complained. Still, I missed the woman who used to laugh with me over the smallest things. Then our 11th wedding anniversary was only a few weeks away. I wanted the day to remind us of the couple we had once been. 3 weeks before the anniversary, I quietly started planning everything. I reserved a table at the little Italian restaurant where we celebrated our first anniversary. I ordered a chocolate cake from the same bakery that made our wedding cake. I even found an old photo from our honeymoon by the ocean. Claire was laughing while the wind blew her hair across her face. Every time I looked at that picture, it made me smile. I also bought a simple silver bracelet with a tiny blue stone. Claire never cared about expensive jewelry. She always said thoughtful gifts meant more than costly ones. I wrapped it carefully in light blue paper because blue had always been her favorite color. Every evening, I imagined giving it to her. On the morning of our anniversary, I woke up early. Claire was already putting on her hospital uniform. "Good morning," I said with a smile. She kissed my cheek. "Morning. I have a busy shift today. I'll see you tonight." I waited for one more sentence. "Happy anniversary." But those words never came. After she left, I cleaned the house from top to bottom. I bought fresh white lilies because they were her favorite flowers. I cooked baked chicken, roasted vegetables, and creamy mashed potatoes. Cooking was not my greatest skill, but I wanted the evening to be special. The cake waited inside the refrigerator. The wrapped bracelet rested beside 2 glasses on the dining table. By 6 o'clock, everything was ready. I changed into my favorite gray suit and looked around the room with quiet excitement. At 6:30, I checked my phone. No message. At 7 o'clock, I sent Claire a text. "Dinner is ready. Drive safely. I can't wait to see you." There was no reply. I reminded myself that hospitals were busy places. At 7:30, I lit the candles. The room felt warm and peaceful. Outside, The sky slowly turned orange as the sun disappeared. Every car that passed made me look toward the window. None of them stopped at our house. A little after 8, my phone finally rang. It was Claire. "I'm so sorry," she said before I could speak. "A nurse called in sick, and I have to stay longer." "It's okay," I answered softly. "I don't know what time I'll be home." "I understand. Thank you." The call ended. I stood alone in the quiet dining room. The candles kept burning. The food slowly became cold. The little blue gift box stayed exactly where I had placed it. For the first time since we were married, I spent our anniversary sitting alone at a table prepared for two. As the candlelight faded, one painful thought refused to leave my mind. Had Claire simply forgotten one important date, or had she slowly forgotten us? I waited until almost 10 that night before I heard Claire's car. She walked inside looking completely exhausted. Her hair was untidy, and dark circles rested beneath her eyes. "I'm home," she whispered. I smiled. "Welcome home." She noticed the flowers first. "They're beautiful. I bought them today." She smiled softly, then opened the refrigerator. "You cooked dinner?" "I did. Thank you. I'll eat later. I'm so tired." She closed the refrigerator without noticing the cake. She never saw the bracelet beside the glasses. A few minutes later, she went upstairs. I quietly placed the small blue gift box inside a kitchen drawer. The next morning passed like every other day. She drank her coffee, kissed my cheek, and left for work. She never mentioned our anniversary. A week later, I came home early and noticed the drawer was slightly open. Inside, the gift box was gone. Before I could think, Claire walked into the kitchen holding it. Her eyes were already full of tears. "Nathan, what is this?" "It was your anniversary gift," I answered. She looked confused. "Our anniversary?" I nodded. "It was last week." The color disappeared from her face. She covered her mouth. "Oh no!" She sat down and began crying. "I forgot." For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Finally, she placed a large envelope on the table. "Please open it." Inside were bank papers. I stared in surprise. Every month, Claire had secretly been paying the last part of my education loan with money from her extra hospital shifts. Then she showed me another folder. It contained plans for a small anniversary celebration beside a lake. "I wanted to surprise you," she whispered. "I worked extra shifts to save enough money. I was also taking care of my father after his heart surgery." Fresh tears filled my eyes. While I believed she was forgetting me, she had been carrying every burden alone. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I gently held her hands. "I'm sorry too. I should have talked to you instead of believing my fears." A week later, we visited the quiet lakeside she had chosen. There were no guests, no expensive decorations, only the two of us. I gave her the silver bracelet. She smiled through happy tears. I don't need a perfect husband, she said. And I don't need a perfect wife, I replied. We hugged each other as the evening sun reflected across the water. That day taught us something we will never forget. Love is not about perfect dates or expensive gifts. It is about honesty, trust, and choosing each other even after painful misunderstandings. Sometimes one forgotten day can hurt deeply, but one honest conversation can save a lifetime of love.